Hello and welcome. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Jerry Kroll. He's the president and founder of Jevitty Corporation, and he'll be discussing patient outcomes tracker, patient engagement tool that is very useful in looking at personalized precision medicine in various components of individualized health. So Jerry, thank you very much. We look forward to hearing about some of the work that you're doing with Desiree Cox's meeting, HEALinc, and the mission of your company and some of the goals that you have.
Thanks very much. It's a pleasure to chat with you.
So how was Jevitty founded? What were some of the driving principles that you used to begin to put this together?
The driving principle, not unlike anybody in the human longevity space, is the confounding principle that people have to get old and age, and just accepting that as a fact and pushing back against that. One of the most important parts in getting started, of course, is your mindset and your belief that by protecting your current health and getting to what is referred to as longevity escape velocity, you're putting yourself in the best possible position to accept the therapies that are hopefully in the next 2 to 5 years coming on stream that can actually make a difference in not just your lifespan, but your health span. So we wanted to create a product that is super engaging.
That's wonderful. And so you've developed a patient-centric app, assume works on people's phones. What are some of the goals you're trying to achieve at the HEALinc Future Health Summit?
When we met with Dr. Cox, it was at the Buck Institute. And it was one of those things where you just have to think that there's a higher power moving the chess pieces along the board, because we sat right next to each other at our lunch table and discussed what we were doing. And it was amazing. Us looking for congregations of the most talented, skilled people in the longevity field, which of course Dr. Cox and the HEALinc Future Health event is going to be. And Dr. Cox looking for something that is really cost-effective and engaging for a mass audience, putting those two things together, and then having the HEALinc conference offering it through yourselves, ourselves, and all that, a way for people to download an app on Google or Apple that can do all this tracking and to also support the HEALinc conference. That's really where our avenues crossed.
So what are some of the things that patients or users can track in using the app?
When you download it, the first thing you get is a pretty vibrant looking app that gives you a gauge. And our company mission is to help people live in health and happiness beyond 200 years of age. You can't get there now because the therapies don't exist, but they're being worked on. So the speedometer, for lack of a better term, is from 1 to 200. And that's really the number that you get. You fill out an actuarial algorithm. And normally, if you do something like you say, oh, I smoke or I parachute or things like that, to an insurance actuary, they would increase the amount that you pay in your monthly premiums. What we do is actually gain years. It's the same $30 a year for that, but you gain that. Once you've filled out the actuarial questionnaire, then on top of that, we stack what is widely regarded as the gold standard for seeing how healthy you are in one number, which is your VO2 max. And that's the thing that we track on top of our proprietary algorithm to give you a readout that shows, could you potentially live to 99 years or 103 years or 135 years? And that moves all the time to a third decimal point, again, based off your VO2 max.
Interesting. Where is the development of this product now? Is it currently in distribution, commercial utilization, or is it still in the development phase?
Well, I'm proud to say we just launched 2 weeks ago, so our timing is absolutely perfect for the HEALinc Summit, and that was something that we're very, very excited about. So it is available on Apple and on Google by searching Jevitty, Jevitty. You enter HEAL23 to support the summit, and a percentage of all the downloads goes towards supporting that summit, and that's really what we're doing in conjunction with that. You can get started today, and it's really an exciting and engaging product. The other thing that is part of it as well too, and we're a big proponent of figuring out where you are physically, and we have an upload for a DEXA scan. So it is a pretty comprehensive yet elegant app.
Now, how are you working directly with healthcare providers? As you know, healthcare providers may have thousands of individual patients that they treat. And oftentimes with our listeners, they're looking at new and emerging therapies, things like regenerative medicine or functional medicine strategies, nutrition, peptides, hormones. Do you have a program where a doctor could implement this into their practice, making it available to their patients?
Absolutely. You've got B2C businesses and B2B businesses. We call it B2D, business to doctor. Once a doctor understands the value of the DEXA scan. And because you can upload it right into your personal device, your cell phone, and you not only have the DEXA scan, but you also have the full report on that, that becomes something that you really check in either 6 months or 12 months to repeat it and see how your intermittent fasting is doing, et cetera, et cetera. It not only helps the patient, it helps the healthcare professional provide an easy to follow guideline for patients to get engaged with day to day. It really makes things simple. And you talk to any healthcare provider, patient engagement is the number one thing. If they could improve that in any way, shape, or form, they would do that. And that's exactly what the Jevitty app does.
What I like about your product is you have the elasticity to allow different technologies and technology delivery systems to be implemented into one area that can be monitored and checked relative to an individual patient. Is that a fair assessment?
That's the exact assessment. When we talk about competitive technologies in the longevity space, we look at it a different way. Anybody, you, me, the HEALinc Summit, anybody who's involved in the longevity industry, we're all part of the same team. We're not competing against each other. Our competition is apathy, losing the engagement of people. That's our competition. So if there's anybody who's offering a product similar to Jevitty, we don't know of anybody who's doing that. But if they do, I will support them because they're helping us fight the apathy. Everybody should know what their VO2 max is, know what their body fat percentage is, know what their bone density is. Walking around, you should be able to ask anybody and they know exactly what the numbers are. That's the way that we get the mass population away from having insulin resistance, bone density problems, and get everybody as healthy and happy as we can. We're all part of the same team, and that's why I'm excited.
So really, the worlds of personalized precision medicine and functional medicine are colliding, and really the patient has to be the one that drives the bus for their own betterment.
And that's exactly what's going to make your company and the HEALinc group just a touchstone for millions of people, because the amount of interest in that, especially with the shortage of doctors and the problems with healthcare, people cluing into the idea of if I don't need a doctor because I'm so healthy, that's a good thing. How can I do that? And that's exactly what we're talking about here.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time to share with us, and we look forward to seeing you in not too far away in the Bahamas.
I look forward to it too. Thanks, guys.